But it seems a while since we've actually had a chat about tennis, really.
It's just a exhibition landscape out there where you can sort of watch some tennis if you really want to. There's a few more competitive events round and about, like a few different countries, but all in all, not that much to talk about, really. Yeah.
But there is a lot of tennis actually on now. Like previously, if you run back to like the beginning, like when we was in quarantine at the first, like talking about tennis, there was literally nothing. Now we've actually got quite a bit of tennis, but it's not really the same, is it? Like there's no proper tournaments going on. There's no challengers. There's no stuff that really gets us excited. You got the exhibition stuff, really. We've had recently the UTS, which is like making quite a bit of noise really in the tennis world. A lot of people are saying, it's very divided. It's a bit like Marmite. Like people are either loving it or hating it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it? What do you think about the UTS?
I'm very 50-50 on it. I mean, I like the fact that they're trying to introduce something new during this strange time where everybody's just playing exhibition tennis. And at least they're trying to make it a little bit more interesting because, granted, out of all the ones that have been during this exhibition time, that's probably the one that stood out the most. So, and at least they're trying to throw, like, if anything, you're tuning in just to see something new and seeing what it's all about. And at least you're seeing it with really, really high class tennis players. It's not just some run of the mill, like lower ranked players. This is like the top echelon players who are playing in it. So that's been good. And it's a high standard of tennis still as well.
Yeah, I agree completely with what you said, actually. I think it's good in comparison to what we're used to at the moment, which is not very good, to be honest. It doesn't really I don't find them exciting at all. We had Team 7.
Yep.
It was okay. I don't know. It's not the same, is it? They're not playing for anything. They're just playing for one of them little sevens. They don't mean anything. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, meh. But at least the UTS, like, it just seemed a bit more, or it's a different format, something a bit more exciting. Definitely a lot more action-packed in terms of like the points are so quick because you've got like 15 seconds between points. So Patrick Mouratoglou, he's done a good job. He's tried this new format. But the thing is, I feel like he's sort of got the impression that this is sort of an event to stay for the future. This is like something what he wants to have going on all the time. Number one, I don't understand how it's going to work because the top players are not going to be available. Already there's like a very congested schedule with playing like all the time. How are they going to be able to fit in another tournament which really doesn't mean much? It's not going to be ranking points for it.
No.
And number two, like, what's wrong? I like tennis before, mate. Like, I don't think we need this. I just think that like we've always talked about player promotion, getting more people involved in the sport, but that's not the way. We spoke about it on Slice's podcast. That's not the way to do it. We're both in agreement with that. However, in times like this, I think it's perfect. It's a brilliant idea, and I think it has actually been quite exciting. Obviously, the winner, Matteo Berrettini, played some brilliant tennis. Really good to see him back. And he's actually someone we've not spoke about enough of late.
I was going to say it's you. We keep on bringing up this conversation of who's going to be the next generation who comes into ring, and his name gets like missed every time. How?
Yeah. But he's just been on the fringes. He's still a really young guy, like extremely young.
Yeah.
He played well in the US Open. I think he made that quite far.
He's like semis.
I think he was semis or something. He did well, or quarters. I think maybe quarters. But Nadal knocked him out. I remember. But he played well in it, and obviously he's an incredible player. So he managed to beat in the semi-final. Beat Gasquet. He's actually been on ridiculous form.
Yep.
Experienced player, but he's playing incredible tennis at the moment. And then in the final, obviously beat Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Yeah.
In a brilliant game. It went all the way to the wire, right to the sudden death.
Yeah.
Which is also a bit confusing, isn't it? Because you've got to win 2 points in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was probably...
I quite like it, to be honest.
Out of all of it, I thought that sudden death thing was probably the best bit about it, to be honest. It's hard to get your head around this new point system that they're doing, but I think once you get your head around it, it's interesting to watch. There's obviously you acing people and you get 3 points, this type of thing.
That's only when you play a card, though, or something, I believe.
No, aces, you're just getting 3 points. If it's if they don't touch the ball, then you're getting an instant 3 points, which is good. Berrettini seemed to be blasting a few aces past Tsitsipas, and he's just such a powerful player. I think it was evident in that. Like Tsitsipas was toe-to-toe until there was he unloaded one massive shot and then sort of ran it over. So it's sort of ideal tournament for him, that type of event, I think.
And I think good timing for as well. US Open, hopefully it still goes ahead, but he's got to be someone in the running, right? Berrettini?
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was quite funny, like this tournament as well. Just came across sort of like really like American style tournament, just because I've been watching something recently on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Titan Games. It's got The Rock. The Rock is presenting it, and pretty much it's people who go up against each other just to like test their strength and like endurance, and it's like a gladiators like we used to have in England. But yeah, it's just that type of thing. But obviously, it's that dramatic thing. And then I noticed at the end, Berrettini sort of has this. I don't know what it was. Like the trophy was just like a lightning bolt, and he holds it up, and then there's all these like fireworks and flames while he's holding it up. I was like, this is pretty dramatic stuff. It was like a game show almost, more than it was like an actual tennis tournament. But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. But
I thought it was quite good, Al, because obviously it's Italian versus Greek in the final. There's like 4 versus Zeus.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I thought that was quite a nice touch, but yeah.
Yeah, they've all got like little nicknames as well, haven't they? Like the Hammer and I can't remember what was Tsitsipas' one.
Yeah, it eludes me.
I forgot.
But anyway, the Hammer was the winner, so that's the one we remember.
Yeah.
And he played some good stuff. Like, let's see how long if he can bring this form onto the next tournament, which would be the US Open now. But I think he will do it because he's so good. He is ridiculously good.
I think
he's got everything in his game.
Well, one thing that impressed me, considering he'd been away for so long in that match, was his net play was like exceptional. I didn't expect him to. You don't really see because he's such a power baseline player. He's got very, very good touch at the net as well, and on the big points as well. Because right at the end,
he's big though, isn't he? Do you think he covers a lot of he's a big guy?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
must help.
But yeah, just the touch of the net, just on the big points, he was really he looked like he was playing his top tennis, which was really great to see. And like you say, US Open, the doors are open for anybody new, hopefully, to come in and maybe storm it. Nadal going to play?
Well, no, Nadal's not going to play now, is he?
Is Thiem going to play?
I think I don't know, Thiem the way he is, obviously it's hard for us to say, but the way he is as a person, like he's a bit of a workhorse, mate. Like I feel like he's going to probably he'll play in that and then play French Open. But I think I saw something where he was saying that he could potentially tank the US Open. Yeah. So he's going to turn up and just do what he can do, but he's not going to
try to.
But I don't understand that because surely you will if you're in the moment.
Well, especially if you got to the final of the last hardcourt Grand Slam.
Well, of course, if he gets to the final, I think he's not going to think. But I'm talking about more the earlier stages. Unless he's going to just enter it, get to a level maybe like round of 16 or whatever, get out, get the prize money for what he would, and then go to the.
That's what I think. That's what I think he was doing.
That's probably what I think he's referring to.
Yeah, he just wants the payday, and then he'd leave and just go on to the next one. But for somebody who got to the final and pretty much was so close to beating Djokovic in the Australian.
No, but mate, I know what you're going to say. I'm going to cut you off. Sorry, but literally, it's not doesn't work, does it? You can't play that one and then play the next one.
No,
10 days later.
No. I think
it's impossible.
I think he has a better chance of beating Djokovic at the US Open than he has of beating Nadal at the French Open. That's what my personal thought of going into it was why not go for that one? He's been in such good form in this exhibition thing, and Djokovic, he's not been in the best form, really, from what we've seen. So his main opposition might not be that well prepared. So
no, that's actually a really good point. I'm going to put that on. I'll put it on the community poll. So if you're watching, go on our community and vote on what you think. Do you think that Thiem has a better chance to beat Nadal at a French Open or potentially Djokovic at a US Open?
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to know because. What would you say? Do you reckon he's got more chance of beating Djokovic?
Yeah, I just thought because it's the first tournament coming up, he's been playing really well. I thought he might just come straight in.
Mate, it's a fair point.
If he could just get onto hardcourt soon, we might see him. But I think he might just stick to the clay so he can play the French better. But I think that'd be a silly thing to do. I think he's got the ability.
I'm not so sure though, because he's a clay court player predominantly, and at the end of the day, he plays his best tennis. He's been playing consistently through quarantine. He's played probably about 50 matches, mate. Yeah. He's on every day, team. He goes all over. Much to a lot of people's disappointment, he's travelling still. It doesn't seem to have slowed him down much, this coronavirus. And I think at the end of the day, I'm going to put it out there, I think it has been a bit selfish, to be honest. I understand you're doing all of that, but this whole constant travelling, he's still got a team around him. I don't think it's been the best thing to do. I know Djokovic has got a lot of heat for what he's done in Adria Tour, but I don't think teams should be completely immune to the criticism as well, because he's not acted that responsibly during this time.
No.
Granted, he's not tested positive, but that's only through luck, mate.
I think he's been getting tested, though, but it's still...
He's been getting tested. He's trying to be... But not really. Like, he's been doing the same kind of stuff as what Djokovic did. He's just... The only difference is Djokovic got caught out and teams not. That's the only difference at the end of the day. And Djokovic is a name what people can hate more on than, say, Thiem. Thiem's like that wonder child. The guy who's like... he can't do no wrong.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting as well, because another player that I think we shouldn't rule out. Obviously, we spoke to Donskoy about him, and he holds him in very high regard. And obviously, just won this recent tournament, beating Dominic Thiem, is Andrei Rublev, and I think he's one to watch for the US Open. I think you keep your eye on him, because I think we could see something very, very epic coming from him very, very soon.
Well, even recently, he beat Thiem on clay as well.
But this is what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. It could maybe at the French Open. I think it's hard to know, because we don't know. It's hard to even talk about this, really, because we don't know what's going to happen. It's unprecedented times. We don't know how this is going to play out with the tournament happening straight after the other one on a different surface to the other. It's all going to be a bit up in the air. Like, no one knows what's going to happen. But
yeah, exactly.
I feel like these players we've all mentioned, whatever tournament they put more of their eggs in that basket with, they've definitely got a really strong chance. And it's going to be exciting to see who comes out on top. Whether the tournaments happen doesn't matter. I don't want to talk. I think we've had enough about that, really. Like, it's a bit negative. We talk about it a lot on different podcasts and stuff like that. But the US cases at the moment seems to be rising like exponentially.
Yeah.
California, literally, as I'm doing this now, has just been shut down again. All the restaurants, bars, clubs closed. So it's like the cases aren't looking great. I saw recently on my phone a big spike in cases today. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can just get this under control and just return back to normality, like basically the whole world wants to do. But we'll see, I guess.
Well, I hope so.
We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the new stuff with the rankings. Do you not understand the rankings?
Yeah, I'm not sure how this new ranking point system works exactly, but it's supposed to be your best results over the course of 18 months. Yeah. And this is supposed to give players, if they get injuries, this type of thing, it gives them a better chance of actually holding their rankings and actually making it into other competitions, stuff like that.
And this is why it's been quite good, really, for Rafael Nadal, because he doesn't actually have to play at the US Open, because that's now going to be protected. His points are protected from that. He doesn't have to defend any points. So it's good. But obviously, one thing to note with this, obviously, you can't combine the points. So that's why there's no point in playing it, because he'll have the 4,000 points.
Is it not a bit suspicious that they brought it out just before he has to defend both of these Grand Slams? A bit convenient.
Well, funny enough, it's actually quite good for Federer. I think Federer can stay like within the top whatever without having to play. So it helps him as well. Another one who really benefits from it is Medvedev, because he picked up a lot of points. So it's helped him out quite a bit. And to be fair, it's helped all the top players who won stuff during last year, who now don't have to defend it. So it's good for them, I guess. At least they're doing something for these players' rankings, which is actually quite an important thing to do. The thing with the rankings is it's actually quite important, because come November, potentially they're going to be playing for the race to London, and then we'll see what happens there. Like, I don't know if that's going to go ahead in November. Have you seen anything about that? But this rankings is going to be quite good, because I think Medvedev is going to be assured, doesn't even have to play anymore, and he'll be assured that he'll be in that top 8 for the tournament at the O2, which is good. So we'll see these big names there.
That doesn't benefit some of the others who might have snuck in. So,
yeah.
I guess has its positives and negatives. There'll be still always going to be someone who complains about something when they create it. But it was nice to see. On another note, it was nice to see Wimbledon have set a good precedent. Something that they should be very proud of. I'm very proud to be British. To see Wimbledon paying out, was it £3 million to?
It's basically, from what I understood,
the prize money is really.
It's all the prize money, right?
Yeah, they're just paying out.
Well, they're not paying out the whole amount because they're not paying out like a winner or anything, but they're just paying out like how much you would get for qualifying.
But I heard they're paying like 620 odd players or something are getting paid.
Oh, I think everyone's getting played who had a chance of getting in it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
brilliant. Like another thing, what has been ignored by recently the US Open. I know they've retracted it now, but it's the wheelchair tennis as well.
Yep.
Wimbledon made a stance for that. They've paid out them athletes, which is brilliant. All the doubles players as well, both on the women's side, men's side. So it's a good look for the sport, and it's I think it's really good as well for the players. Obviously, have not been able to earn their money recently, so hopefully it can help them out. I didn't see much reaction online from it, to be honest, from players.
I saw a few here and there, like probably other like journalists and people like that, and just saying Wimbledon as usual, a class act, like really showing how all the other Grand Slams how to act in this sort of time. Like they've done everything possible to keep the health of players and to help out players as well. So we couldn't ask for much more from them, really. They haven't tried to shift their Grand Slam into December, and haven't tried to like cancel the qualifying and not trying to run the tournament just to save their own back. They've done exactly what they should have done. They cancelled it early and paid out players.
I'm not sure where the money comes from exactly, though, because I think it's
probably
some kind of fund.
Probably insurance.
No, is it insurance? I saw something of where it comes from, but it's like, it's good that they've done it regardless, because they could have easily, that no one would have said anything if they kept that money anyway and just like used it to like as like a buffer, because they'd have had a lot of overheads. Planning for the tournament to go ahead. They've probably lost quite a bit of money from the whole fact they didn't go ahead. Well, I'm assuming ridiculous amounts,
millions.
But it's such a prestigious tournament that I'm pretty sure that they can just soak it all up for 1 year, and then next year, hopefully bigger and better. We'll be there filming it, doing what we can do, having a great day. Hopefully, don't get too drunk and fall asleep watching one of the matches again.
Yeah.
But, I can't wait for that, mate. Like normality, just the thought of it. And on the topic of that, I've been back on court myself playing a bit.
Wow.
I know you've been going for a few runs, but you've not really picked up the racket.
I'm just trying to get the fitness back first before I'm allowing myself back on the court, mate. I can't. I tried. I went for a 7K run tonight, which nearly finished me.
I'm surprised you went so crazy first time. I thought you'd gone a bit like lower.
Well, I did. I started with just under 5K last week. Just ran down by the canal where I live. And then today I just thought I'd extend it a little bit, but maybe not the best idea so soon because, I'm halfway round. I was, blowing pretty hard and just, I had to walk for some periods of it. But, I guess I'll get there.
Are you ready for our 1K tennis match? 1K subs tennis match?
I need to get a little secret practice session, and I think before we have it. You've been playing like weekly matches.
How do you want to play it? Do you want to play it in the UTS format or normal?
What surface are we playing on? That's what I want to know.
Mate, whatever court we can find free, I think.
I think so. I think you're right.
But no, on another note, I'm doing quite well, mate. Come back, win today. I'm in a box league. We've all got different leagues depending on your ability, and they're like named after a different player. So I'm in a Dow league. I think the Murray League's the one above me. I don't know how that works, but anyway, I'm quite happy to be in the Rafa League. Yeah, obviously, I love a bit of Rafa.
Yeah, how many?
I've just played one match so far. Won it today, tonight. Won 6-1, 6-3. So off to a flyer, mate.
Into what is it? Sort of like a round robin ordeal.
Well, I think it works. Like there's only like maybe 4 or 5 players in your league, and then I think you play everyone twice, and then whoever finishes top gets promoted. Whoever finishes bottom in the other leagues gets demoted. And it works like that. So potentially, if I keep this form up, mate, I can go up a league into Team Murray.
Wow.
And then
Well,
we'll see how that goes. I'll probably get smashed and get straight back down and lose all my confidence. But
nah, you just keep improving. As long as you keep playing regularly, that's the key. It's just if you have like a few weeks off, it's just easy to get out the swing of it and just lose your timing, lose your just the weight of the ball and stuff, the striking of the ball. I find that's always just the hardest thing going back to play again.
Mate, you should have seen me tonight. I was literally harnessing my inner Maxime Cressy. My serve and volley, mate, was next level.
You're storming the net after literally every serve.
Oh, I was storming it with like even poor shots. Like if it was like a poor, it wasn't even like a very powerful forehand. I just hit it like, as long as I hit it relatively well, somewhere a bit where the player wasn't, I just went to the net. And to be fair, he wasn't the best player, so it wasn't like passing me. It wasn't passing. He did pass me a few times, but a lot of the time he sort of either panicked, hit the net, or just hit it long, or just hit it straight in me, and I just managed to tap it.
That was your plan, is just to get him to panic and hit.
Oh yeah. I made him panic more than anything. It wasn't really
unforced errors. So there weren't any aces flying around.
No aces, mate. My serve's not at that level. But I had a few good serves what put him off balance, which I was then able to like clear up quite quickly. Which is just as good as the serve. That's just as good as an ace. That's what I tell myself anyway.
Yeah, that's right. The serve, if you've got the complete rest of the other side of your game, then the serve, all you need is that just to complete it.
Yeah.
Be like Petrovic.
Danilo.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway. We'll call it there, I think. They don't probably hear about my tennis. They didn't tune in for that. So, thanks for listening.
Yeah, if you haven't checked us out on Apple Podcasts, if you can go on there, leave us a 5-star review, get us up the rankings, and just we'll get the podcast noticed by loads more people. We're on Spotify now, so check us out on there. And, obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Yeah, and we'll just keep putting out these videos, and hopefully we'll have some real tennis soon.
Exactly, yeah. Great. Thanks for that.
Nice one.
Bye.